everybody, DeathsStalker here. So I thought I'd talk about what's going on in the world of MotoGP, since they've had now 2 races since the beginning of the second half of the season after the little summer break. And my hands are still shaking a bit. It's like a long 4 weeks. And Marc Marquez, of course, still leading the championship. Andrea Dovizioso is still second place. Now, the interesting thing was that, you know, coming into the summer break, Yamaha looked like it was getting to be, you know, their stuff together, and their bike was working pretty good. And they went to the Czech Republic, and not so much. In fact, the Czech Republic, which is normally a Ducati track, very quickly became a place where Marc Marquez basically showed everybody how it was done and absolutely dominated the track. Probably on Saturday he qualified in the pole, which tied him with Mick Doohan for the all-time record poles in MotoGP / 500 Grand Prix class. And the last 2 laps, he did the most spectacular qualifying lap probably ever seen. He was out on slicks. There was a bunch of people out on slicks. The track was damp, and then it had started to rain, and it was raining full-blown monsoon in the last 2 corners of the track. And him and Jack Miller were the only 2 that were actually able to put on really hot laps. And Marc, you know, not only qualified, but I believe it was actually the fastest qualifying lap ever at that track. Jack ended up second on the grid, but he unfortunately, the second time he came through trying to push, he just wasn't putting enough heat in the bike, his rear tire, and lost it. And for the actual race, it was delayed because they had a pop-up thunderstorm come through, and basically the last turn before the front straight and the first turn at the front straight were absolutely drowned in water, and the rest of the track was dry. There was literally no way to start the race. So Dorna and the organizers, basically the race was delayed for about 40 minutes while they dried the section of track enough so that they could actually, you know, start the bike safely, because there's no way in this world they would have been able to start and have 20-something motorcycles going to that first turn on slicks in those conditions, because probably I'm going to say 18 of the 20 some odd bikes would have been down that first corner, and they knew it, so that's why they delayed it. And again, Marc just sort of like just checked out and left everybody in the dust. Today, when this video was done, I just finished watching the Austrian Grand Prix at the beautiful racetrack, the Red Bull circuit, and I have never seen a race that was so close between 2 riders of 2 completely different styles. Marc and Andrea were following each other, passing each other, and again, those 2 guys were a total different league of their own, and it came down like it's always come down to those 2 as the last corner decides it. And this time it was actually Andrea who was doing the last corner dive to take the lead, and surprisingly it worked for him. He actually won the race. Ducati was just thrilled because they hadn't won a race since the first race of the season. Marc said afterwards that he had selected the wrong tire. He had gone for a medium rear slick instead of the soft like everyone else had, and I don't know exactly what's happened yet because it's still too new to hear, but I'm going to assume the medium slick was either not heating up properly or overheating, or just didn't wear as good as the soft. But either way, the end result was Dobie and Ducati won, and it was a well-earned victory. Like, I'm actually absolutely thrilled. Now we have a couple-week break before they return to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. Yamaha's Fabio Quartararo, the new MotoGP rookie and racing the Perdonis Yamaha, was on the podium again. He finished just ahead of Valentino Rossi and Maverick Vinales. Rossi and Vinales have been having problems getting the factory the 2019 bikes to set up properly. They work on some tracks, other tracks they just don't. And you know, they were quite happy to be up there. Cal Crutchlow ended up getting caught up. Paulo Sprago racing KTM. They were, I think it was the second lap of the races. They turned into the corner and the KTM just stopped. Like I think something either broke in the bike or failed or whatever. And Tito Rabat actually banged into the back of Sprago's KTM, and then Cal Crutchlow hit Tito Rabat. Cal went down and tore his leathers, and basically he was done, which is too bad, because the last couple races he actually has been doing quite well. But overall, season's looking interesting. Championship's not wrapped up. Mark is still, I believe, 53 points ahead right now. So he's got a pretty good lead. Whether or not, you know, it maintains, it's hard to say, but at least Dobie got a win again, because I think he really needed it. Anyways, that's all I got for today. DeathsStalker signing off.